All right, are we working? Are we working? Yes, we are working. Is it working? Is it working? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Cool, finally, I think I am online right now. Dear friends, welcome you all to the Sick Biker Studio. This is my first live in this setup, so we're gonna be testing some things. But I think it's okay. Hi Bullet, hi Nelly, Pew83. Cool. Tell me, is the video and audio okay? Do you have full HD? That's my first question. And the second one, is the audio okay? Can you hear me well? Do we have good quality? Hi Jency, hi Rock Crumpstar. Hi. Okay, Enaras, Igor DD5. Okay, everything is okay. Somebody wrote no. I don't know what means no. Okay, we are fine. Hi Jakub, hi Alexander. House AM, Paulo Viegas. Cool. All right. So this is the first episode of the series of our live meetings or episodes where I'm gonna be sharing with you some just basic knowledge about different bikes and then answering your questions. Hi. So on this episode we are just focusing on buying stuff, right? Because you've been sending me so many questions about what to buy, which one, stance or trans or alloy or carbon or different, many different questions. So today I'm gonna present to you the giant bikes and then some questions from you, okay? Cool. I can see some people already asking questions about Canyon and different bikes. So after presenting to you just the overview of the giant mountain bikes, I'm gonna go over and try to answer your questions. Okay. Cool. Hello, Stevo, Bulva. Greetings to Germany. We're gonna start covering the giant bikes, mountain bikes range. Cool. Good. We are good. So, giant bikes. Remember, the leaf bikes are for women. So, ladies. So, all the ladies, you just click here. We're gonna focus on the man bike. Unless you ask me to cover some leaf bikes, I'm gonna do it at the end. So, bikes and mountain bikes. These are here. Off-road. Some of these genres of the bikes can be quite misleading because what's performance XC trail versus sport XC, and then we have recreation, which is still off-road. So I'm going to talk about that. Let's start with the first one, performance XC. Before we do it, I'm just going to point out one thing. There are some types of the mountain bikes which are specifically designed for racing, and that's the Performance XC. These bikes are made for cross-country racing, that's the XC. Then we have the Enduro bikes, which are designed for enduro racing. Finally, gravity, so all kinds of gravity like downhills and everything extreme on the descents. So these 1, 2, 3 types of the bikes will be designed for racing, like purely for racing. And so these bikes, that will be something I'm gonna be encouraging to look at only those who really think about racing. So cross-country racing, we've got here Anthem Advanced Pro 29, Anthem Advanced 29, and Anthem 29. So, Anthem 29, that's the alloy full suspension bike designed for cross-country racing. So not super plush, not too much of a travel, but still pretty comfy, but just fast and efficient bike. Then Anthem Advanced 29 will be the carbon mainframe and aluminum alloy swing arm. Still same kinematics, same Maestro suspension, very good and well-known suspension. And finally, the Anthem Advanced Pro will be full carbon bike. So these are really good full suspension bikes for cross-country. And finally, we have two hardtails. That's interesting. We've got XTC Advanced 29 and Fathom 29. And you see, and these are both like included in the performance cross country genre, but I would say this is the pure cross country, and this one is in the middle. All right, so if you want to buy a hardtail from Giant for cross country racing, that would rather be XTC Advanced. But my opinion about Giant bikes is that purely for cross country, I would go for some of these three full suspension bikes, depending on my budget, and I would rather skip the hardtails for cross country racing. Okay, these are all 29er bikes. Giant has many models with the 27.5 wheels, but these are all 29ers. For the XTC Advanced, you can also swap the wheels, the 29er inch wheels, with 27.5 plus inch wheels, which still means that the Giant engineers haven't been focusing purely on cross country, but they wanted to give us a cross country but still versatile bike. And as you know, versatile bike is never 100% focused on one thing. That's why for cross country racing, I would go for one of these three. Okay, the Anthem with the Maestro suspension, we've got 90 millimeters of travel in the rear, and depending on the fork, you can have 100 millimeters of travel. Just about 100 millimeters travel with the good kinematics. That means you have really an efficient bike. Efficiency, that's something you really need on those climbs, because on the climbs you can win the races. That's why Giant Anthem, really good bikes for cross-country racing. Okay, but these bikes, once more, have been made for racing and are not made for just everyday rider. Let's move on then to another type of the bikes, which is still in between XC Trail. What it means, XC Trail, we have the same model, so same name, the Anthem, Advanced and Anthem, which means alloy and carbon bike, but these bikes have been designed around 27.5 inch wheels. So that's the main difference. Of course, we're gonna get more travel. So if you have smaller wheels, we have more travel. So here 110 millimeters versus 90 millimeters on the 29ers for cross country. And that's a good question. Which one to choose? Well, most of the guys comparing Anthem 27.5 and Anthem 29er on the cross-country courses would go for this one, for 29er. So this one is in between, and there is actually nothing I would personally go for. Do you know why? It's because we have another line of the bikes, which are off-road trail bikes. And here we have really interesting model, which is the Trans Advanced, so the carbon frame, and the Trans, the alloy frame. And I'm loving these bikes. What is a trail bike? Trail means like, well, you just go through the forest or some mountains through the trails through the single tracks. But a trail bike is nowadays is really a tough bike for some extreme descents, and these bikes will do the job. We have more travel here. There's 140, and I've been riding 140 millimeters travel trail bike for a couple of months right now, and I'm telling you, these are really tough bikes, really tough. Most of the bikes from different manufacturers come with the dropper post, so you just slam down the saddle and you can do crazy stuff on these bikes. So if you love cycling, if you watch like most of the YouTube channels which are focusing on the mountain biking, that's trail biking, and that's full suspension trail bikes. So trans, and trans once more. We have Maestro suspension. We have 140. 140 is a lot. You can do a lot on these bikes. And then the very well-known questions: trans versus stance. Stance will be cheaper, as you can see. It starts with $1,500, but it won't have the Maestro suspension, and it will have something like the Cannondale Scalpel has, but Scalpel is the cross-country full suspension bike, which means zero pivot here. So it has to just flex around the single pivot design on the rear suspension, and we get less travel because this one will have 120 millimeters of travel. So my opinion, go for trans, not for stance. Go for trans. If you want to be trailing and do some fun stuff in the terrain, go for trans. If you want to get some more efficient bike, then go either for Anthem 29er or Anthem, this one in between, right? So Anthem 27.5 inch wheels. That's my opinion. Of course, stance starts with $1,500. Yeah, the Anthem will start with 22 and the 29er with 38. So that's also the price thing, kind of thing. But if giant full suspension bike, I would go for Maestro rear suspension. And then we have also the Fathom. As you know, this one with the 29er each wheels is in the cross-country performance type of the bike here on the Giant's website. This one will have 27.5 inch wheels, so a bit different geometry. These bikes come with the dropper posts, so also focusing more on fun. And finally, Fathom 1. This one is also, sorry, not Fathom 1, I mean the XTC Advanced. That's the 27.5 plus bike, and that's something I personally would not go for. What I've been testing since November last year, 27.5 plus inch wheels work great for the e-bikes. But for me, 27.5 plus is not that helpful or playful on the just like regular hardtail or the trail bike. On my 140, I'm riding Merida 140. I have the 2.6 inch tires, which are super rough, and you don't need anything more. Okay, so from the trail bikes, go for full suspension. That would be trans. That's my opinion about it. Either the carbon or the alloy one. And finally, off-road enduro. And we've got carbon rain advanced and alloy rain. And just one piece of advice from me. If you don't plan to race enduro, or you don't plan to race any gravity stuff, don't buy rain. These are great bikes, but to know how to use 160 millimeters of travel and really tough bike, strong frame, strong fork. We've got either the Lyric or the Yari, really strong forks, heavy bike. Don't buy it if you just want to have fun on the trails. If you want to have fun, buy a trail bike. Rain will be made for enduro. I've tried this before I went to Spain. I asked somebody, should I go for 140 or 160 millimeters of travel for enduro training? And I was told, go for 160, man. So I got the 160 millimeters of travel, and it was too much. I would feel better on 140. So that's my opinion. Okay. And then we have also the Sport XC, just sport mountain bikes. And here we have Talon and Talon 29er. I know all the guys which are really on the budget and want to start cross-country training or racing. Talon is really good bike. I do recommend these bikes. For $500, you're not gonna get some nice drivetrain. You're gonna get the redriller, which I would recommend upgrading just the very first day, but I was starting on the much worse bike. My bike was like $120 bike, and I was racing. I was winning races. So you can start with Talon. Talon is good bike, well known for years. if you can add like $200 and something, $20, go for the 2 model, because it will be just better, already better, and you would not need any upgrades from the beginning. What about 27.5? This one is right. Yeah, we have also the 27.5. I would say if you ride once a week, if you sometimes just ride somewhere by car and take your bike, wanna see some nice mountains, trails, 27.5 will be easier to maneuver, it will be lighter, it will be easier to handle if you, for example, need to put the bike into your car. It's just more handy than the 29er. 27.5 is really good. But if you want to at least think about training and cross-country racing, start with Talon 29er. It will be pretty good for you. Okay, so these are my tips. From all the bikes actually, like cross-country racing, I would go for Anthem, and that would be the alloy one, because the price is really good of this one, in my opinion. Then from the trail bikes, I would go for Trans, and that would be the alloy Trans. If you have the budget for carbon, buy carbon. It will be lighter. It won't be faster. It won't make you better descender. If you have the technique, alloy will be as fast as the carbon. Carbon will be lighter. That's it. And then Rain, just leave it for the enduro guys. Finally, there are also the gravity bikes, which I have not so much knowledge about. So we've got the Glory, also the alloy and carbon bikes, but I don't have that much experience here, so let's just skip this one. These are also made for racing. Okay, guys, so that was it. That was just roughly a couple of words about giant bikes. I'm gonna look at your comments and answer some questions from you guys. All right. Okay, we have a pro nickname, and he says, I've got the Giant Fathom 1 2018. Okay, it's a really fun and reliable bike. Yeah, I think so too. I'm building now. It's almost finished. The Kona with the steel frame, pretty similar to Fathom in terms of the geometry and the type of use. So it can be really cool. But for trail, if you want to hit some rough trails, the full suspension bike makes difference. It does make a difference. Okay, those who are broke, just buy like used Giant Talon. Simple. I was starting with a new bike, a new $120 bike. Now I know it would be much better to spend $100 for a used bike with some better components. All right, let me see what were the questions while I was talking. Cool. Okay, there were some questions about Kona. Hey, Kona is almost finished. I'm waiting for 2 super small parts. One small part for the rear brake housing, and one for just the top cap and the little thing you put into the steering tube. That's what I'm waiting for. A long time. Okay. Question about how to warm up before training and running. It will be done. I was asking you on the poll just before my last race. What would you like to see? What kind of materials would you like me to do during the race? But you were voting for the bikes. So we've covered 6 bikes with 6 different riders. One of these was a woman. And it was a live bike, Obsess. So we're gonna get that published this upcoming week. But the warm up, I'm gonna be filming for you the whole process I'm going through just before the race, because my fitness level is really increasing. I am completely different rider 2018 comparing to 2017. Okay, the mic is too close. I can just go a bit lower. Yeah, okay. Can you tell me about the audio? Is it okay? Is it not too loud? How is the audio now? Is it better? How's the audio, guys? Okay. Argentina, greetings to Argentina. Hi. Oh, this is fine. Cool. All right. So there was a question about 3x8 drivetrain. 3x8 drivetrain. That's the drivetrain that we could see on this Talon, the cheapest model. Will it be on the 29er as well? Yeah, here we have 3x8. 3x8. So 3x8, just as a drivetrain, is not bad. Last year I made specially for you a race on the Budget Marine. Do you remember the model? And that bike had 3x9 drivetrain. It was perfect. I had no problems with it. The only problem, or two problems here with these drivetrains, is not how many gears it has, but rather what kind of derailleur and the crankset you have. If it's the square tapered crankset, it's not going to be very stiff, but that's not the main problem. The main issue will be the derailleur, which is not even in the Shadow system. Not Shadow Plus. That means your chain will be really bouncing here, and it's then much easier to experience the chain drop. And that's something you don't want to get on the cross country. Cross country races are so tough now. You jump so much, you go through the drops, and you need a stable derailleur. So that would be the problem, not the number of the gears. 3x8 will be. I was racing 3x6, and I was crushing those uphills. Okay, sorry guys, my camera was just too big here. Okay, I was showing you this. All right, so that's the derailleur you focus on. Certainly you can buy this bike and just swap the derailleur, and that's it. Just buy like Diori, which will already be in the Shadow system, and it will be compatible with 3x8 drivetrain. Easy peasy. All right, let's see some more questions from you. Okay. Yeah, the mic covers half of my face. Yeah, that's right. I need to change the position. I have the lighting just behind me, so you rather see the light rather than me. So I'm just experimenting here. Thank you so much, Steva Buva, for the super chat. Where's your question? You can ask your question, man. Okay, what do you think about Fox 32 float rhythm? I don't know what is rhythm, really. What is rhythm? Fox 32 float rhythm. Rhythm. Okay. Why rhythm? What changes the rhythm here? No, can't see it. Rhythm, grip, rhythm, boost, suspension, budget, tray fork. Okay. So it's the one without the step cast. This is the lower model. Let me see. Fox forks. Okay. Okay, we have forks. What I think in general about Fox, they have really good internals, and the step cast system is really bad. It is because 32 stanchions with the step cast, light forks, yes, but not really stiff. The budget RockShox forks are stiffer. Okay, where's the rhythm? Hey, Can you send me a link of that? I can't find the rhythm here. Strange. Okay. If you send me the link, I'm gonna just look at it. Okay. Ophir L has tried the 29er XTC. Very good bike for XC. Yeah, for sure. XTC is also very known bike for years. But you know, when the engineers focus on having a 29er cross-country bike and then letting us use it for 27.5 plus tires, the geometry must be somehow like in the middle, and the bike is it's not fully optimized. By cross-country bike, I understand fully optimized for cross-country races. That's why Anthem 29er, yes, that's the bike I would go for. How many teeth on one buy? Okay, you mean how many teeth on the chainring for 1146 teeth cassette? Well, most of the guys will use 32, sometimes 34. Okay, I'm riding 32. I have 32. Yeah, I have 32 chainrings on all of my bikes, and I have 1146 11 speed. I have 1142 10 speed, and I have the Eagle, and it's pretty well. It's working pretty well. So I would go for 32. Okay. What bike does a beginner deserve? Okay, beginner. Something like Giant Talons, or something like just a bit over $500 bike will do for a beginner. We're talking about mountain bikes, okay? Jeff Campbell. Yeah, this each of this series of episodes, I'm gonna always start with one brand. At the end, I'm gonna ask you about which brand would you like to get covered next, and then we just talk generally about different bikes. Exceed CF SLX 9.0, good bike. I had that bike in my studio. I mean, I had been testing the bike actually twice. Once in Novo Mesto, and I also got it to my studio, and I had like a week with the bike. It was pretty good bike. I think I was there was maybe some. I know now. It was some maybe rattling with the cables inside the frame. I think that was the only problem. Otherwise, the frame was really cool. Once more, which model are we talking about? Exceed CF SLX 9.0 Pro Race Team. Okay, this one. Wow, right. You are going high. Okay, let's see the specs. Let's see the specs. So, 5,000 euros. There is XX1, there is Seed, there is really nicely made frame. The paint on it is really cool. You can route the housing for the dropper post, which is cool. There is no mount for the front derailleur. Probably you don't think about having one, but this is really good. I love it when the engineers think about it. So you can route just internally the cable for the dropper post. I would be putting dropper post now on all of my bikes. Okay, wheels. What will be there? Okay, we've got the Eagle. We have the DT Swiss. We've got the DT Swiss. DT Swiss wheels. All right. 1200 spline. One of the best wheels in the world are DT Swiss wheels. I have never had any problems with DT Swiss wheels. So, good bike. If I was to buy, let's say, Canyon Exceed bike, it wouldn't be this one. I think I would go lower with the specs. Okay, like over 1,000 euros less, and you get the 8.0. SLX, this is so misleading because there is no SLX. It's the Eagle. I think I would buy something just around like CFSL 7.0, so there will be some lower grade carbon, I guess, or maybe 7.0 Pro Race, because still the spec on these bikes is really good. Of course, it will be heavier, a bit heavier, but still very fast bike. But if you have the budget for the Pro Race team, it will be well spent money. Okay. Okay. Okay, somebody has made his best score in the marathon. Cool. Congrats. Okay, Johan Manning, what are your thoughts about offset bushings to alter head angle? My Neuron has 69.3 degrees and I don't feel confident on steep descents. I've never tried this. You can also experiment with the fork, but that's of course costly. Johan, my question is, do you have a dropper post? Do you have a dropper post? Because if you don't, try it. All right, if you don't have a dropper post, try it. Try it on descents. Really try it. So I'm waiting for your answer. Okay. Cool. Hey man, Shadow Beast. I want to buy a trail enduro bike and I struggle about what to buy. Would you recommend like Giant or go for the directly shipping like YouTube Industries and Canyon? YouTube. You mean like what? What is WT? It's not Yeti, right? Okay, so Shadow Beast and all of you guys, I don't recommend like one brand. For sure, if you want to buy a trail bike, that would be this Giant Trans. I need to go smaller. Okay. So that would be definitely this Giant Trans. That would be definitely Merida 140, but it's not in US. That's the bike I'm riding on, and it's amazing. I'm riding the alloy bike with some SLX stuff. I'm riding 120. I'm riding 140. Full suspension trail. Okay, so mine is all mountain. I didn't even know my bike was all mountain. Okay, all mountain bike, 140. This one, for example, the yellow one. Cool bike, really cool bike. Okay. Do you know these bikes? Of course you know. So check out these bikes for sure. One thing, maybe if you are just in the process of buying the trail bike, ride two kind of bikes, 29er and 27.5. I'm feeling great on the 27.5. Some guys say they just feel better on the 29er. So yeah, something like High Tower from the Santa Cruz. Sweet bike. What more? Okay. Maybe one bike I would not recommend, even though Cannondale, as you know, is one of my favorite brands. Do you remember my test of this one? Trigger. This bike, Trigger 3. That was the bike I've been testing, and I don't recommend it because the system they've made, the switch on the bike doesn't make sense for me. So something that was supposed to make this bike good climber and good descender for me doesn't work. So that's what the bike I would not look for from Cannondale. Cannondale Cat 12. for sure. Cannondale FSI, Cannondale Scalpel for sure, but not trigger. So something like Santa Cruz, Merida, Giant Trans, Canyon as well. I had the Canyon. Spectral. I had the Spectral. So yeah, also something to consider. Okay, let's go further. Further. The brand Silverback bikes. Have I heard? No, I don't think so. Silverback bikes, something like that. Silverbacklab.com, mountain bikes, lightweight performance. Is it this one? That's the first time I see the bikes. No, Silverback, I don't know Silverback. No. So, something to learn from me, thank you. Okay. Is SRAM 1x12 Eagle XX1 worth the money? Kimari Griffith is asking about 1x12 Eagle. Do you know what is 100% worth the money? I will tell you. SRAM. 100%. I guarantee you, when you spend the money, it will be very well spent money, and you won't regret. Will be this, my friends, GX Eagle. The cassettes. SRAM make the best cassettes in the world, period. Shimano is working on it. I mean, Shimano have probably something already. We'll see when they release, but the cassettes from Shimano are many years behind the Eagle system, not only because of 12 speed, but because of how these teeth are designed. So XX1 Eagle is very expensive. I'm riding it. It's tough, it's durable, it's great, it's super light, but you need a lot of money for it. So if you are self-sponsored rider, go for GX Eagle. There is also XO1 Eagle, but GX Eagle. I've built the Kona on these components, heavier but working greatly. So that's my answer. Okay. Cool. What do you recommend buy? Scott Scale 935 or some money to Scott Scale 940. Okay, let's see. Scott Scale. We're talking about new bikes, right? Okay. Let's go for mountain and see. Okay. 935. Oh, I can't see 935. I see 930 and 940. Okay, let's see the difference. Oh, there won't be any price here. It would be cool if you write me with the question for how much money you can buy the stuff. Scale alloy frame with boost, with Fox Float 32 and some XT, actually most of the XT components. This is cool bike. Okay, we have 2x10 drivetrain, 2x11. I like it. Let's say you were supposed to buy 930 or 9. Okay, this is the carbon frame. I'm just looking at the question once more. What do you recommend buying? Scott Scale 935 or add some money to Scott Scale 940? Somehow it doesn't fit to your question here, you know, because if I was to choose between carbon and alloy, you know, it would only depend on my budget. But when I'm comparing now my alloy bikes, you know, I'm racing on 2 budget bikes, not maybe budget, about $1,200 or $1,100 bike. That's the Rosecan Solo and the Merida Big 9. I would not have, most likely, I would not have better results on my races on my full carbon super duper Merida 96 full suspension cross country bike. But I see I can cut like 2 seconds here and 3 seconds there on some segments, Strava segments. So it makes the difference in the races. It doesn't change the position that really. So if you choose between alloy and carbon will be lighter, will be cool, will be much more expensive, but you probably will be also super fast on the alloy if you train well. So that's it. Okay, scale 935 is 1 by, 140 is 2 by. A lot uphill. Okay, Nail PU83. Okay, 1 by versus 2 by. Okay, this one is also 1 by and 2 by. 1 by drivetrain will cover, especially from the Eagle, will cover all the climbs. That's not a problem. And the number of each teeth on the cassette is super well thought out, really well thought out. There won't be that much difference between 1 by 12 and 2 by 11. Do you know why? I'm making episode about that. It's because this cassette on this kind of drivetrain doesn't make any sense. You're gonna feel a lot of differences between different sprockets here, and having 2 chainrings in the front doesn't change a thing. I would get a smaller chainring, the small one, even smaller, less teeth, and not that wide cassette. I'm thinking about putting 1132, so it's actually a road cassette, and then I have 2434 chainrings. I'm gonna get probably 2234, and then it makes sense to have 2 by drivetrain. So that's my answer. The general answer is most of the riders will be super happy on the cross country with 1 by 11 or 1 by 12. Okay, let's see something more. Okay, Mr. H3 David. Hi Sigwaker, is Fathom 2 from 2017 still worth the money comparing to the 2018? Okay, $860. Fathom 2, okay, let's see. That will be Giant Fathom 2. Fathom 2 2017. Let's see. Okay, I have the Polish version probably. Okay, this one is okay. So it used to be $1,000, now $830. All right, nicely done frame. We have a dropper post. We have 2 by 10 drivetrain, I think. And what? Radon Santur. Santur makes really good forks. I don't know why these are not more popular. 2 by 9 speed drivetrain. That's interesting. 2 by 9, not really common. I think it's okay. The frame is good. The quality of the frame is something good. You have the through axle in the front. What about the rear? I think it's the quick release in the rear, but that's okay. With the dropper post, I'll leave you components. I think it's a fair price. But you said comparing to 2018. Let's just compare it. That was the one here, right? So Fathom. Okay, so let's say its price is $1,175. You would probably buy it for $11. So let's say $1,100 versus $860. Diori 2 by 10. You know what? Okay, also radon. What about the rear? I can't see, but it's probably quick release in the rear. I think it's a quick release. Okay, if you get a good deal on Fathom 2 from 2018, let's say maybe $1,000 or just over $1,000, I would go for this one, because 2x10 Diori will be better. Not because of the number of the sprockets, but for example, the Diori will already have the Shadow system. Oh, Shadow Plus, it has the clutch even, so it will be more stable. It will be better than the one from 2017. Yeah. Or if you get Fathom 2 even cheaper, then the Fathom 2, and you just swap the rederailleur and you're good to go. That would also be the option. Okay. All right, team. I'm just gonna scroll down. Okay, why Scale 935 is only on Polish website? Almost all the manufacturers have different models prepared for different countries, so that's why it's like it is. Okay. Cube Aim Pro 29, Unboxing Maniac. Is it a good project for full SLX 1x11 XC30 Fox for $1,000? I mean Fork XC30, right? Yeah, Cube Aim, I think it's a cool bike. $1,000, cool. It won't be very expensive and pretty capable. Okay, Moses Montoya, what brand model would you recommend for trail enduro terrain for less than $3,000? Looking for full suspension on the budget. Guys, I forgot about one brand. I forgot about it, and they make now great trail bikes in really good prices. Marine bikes, my friends. Marine bikes. I don't have marine bikes on the channel this year. Maybe I will get something. But I didn't want to have. Okay, I want to have US. But these full suspension bikes will be in really good prices. I think like B17, maybe also the Hawk Heel. I'm not sure which one will be cheaper. Let's see, B17. Do we get the prices here? Definitely check out Marine B17 or just marine bikes. Yeah, for less than $3,000 easily. You have really good choice. You can buy a 29er. You can have, I'm sorry, you can have 27.5-inch wheels bike. So definitely Marine. I just forgot about Marine. They have great range of different trail bikes. So definitely check out Marine bikes. All right. Okay. Cool. Let me just scroll through the questions. What do you think about Grand Canyon AL SLX 9.0? Let's see. This bike. Let's see the bike. Where is it? It doesn't go that quick while I'm streaming, but it's okay. Do you have the video in full HD quality? Okay, Grand Canyon is loading slowly. Okay, Grand Canyon. Oh, I like it. Yes, I like it. Yes, I like it. I think it's on a full XT. Yeah, there is Fox Performance 32. Not my favorite. Nicely working, not very stiff. Yeah, we got full Dior, and the weight, they give you the weight 11.8. Okay, it's not super light, but it's okay. Yeah, you see, and they give you like you have the chain rings 26, 36, and then just look at the cassette. And the cassette will be 1142. Okay, 1142 is better than 1146 for 2x. But still here between 11 and 13 and 13 and 15 on the high speed. If you're a marathoner, MTB marathoner, you're gonna feel like it would be nice to have something in between. That's why I'm gonna end up with 1132, having more gears in between. Okay, and 36 is actually a lot. 36, but the bike is cool. It is a cool bike. All right. Let's see just a couple more of your questions, and we're gonna go home, guys. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna drive to a big city in Poland. It's called Poznań, and I will be racing on the hybrid bike against the cars and all the traffic in the city, encouraging people to actually ride the bikes. Okay, have we stopped? We stopped. Okay, seems like for some reason I am offline. So maybe it will just record, guys. And it was actually time to just finish our talk. So I'm just gonna say goodbye to you guys. If this will be recorded, and let me know. I'm gonna put a poll in the community tab, and let's choose what brand I'm gonna just shortly cover the next time, and then we're gonna have some questions from you. Okay, Stevo Bulva, thanks so much for the super chat. Regards to all of you guys, and I'm looking forward to meet you again. Bye bye.